Welcome again to Wickerson Studios. I'm going to walk us through a little bit of Rhino and Grasshopper and C# and into Unity. So stay tuned. Basically, I've written a nice simple script here, and I guess I'll just walk you through what it is. And initially, it is Rhino inside Unity, but I call it prep because it's things that I like making. And you'll see what I've generated here, and I'll take it into this full view. Pretty simple axle. It doesn't really work mechanically, but it's enough optically to be interesting. It's going to rely on a lot of number sliders, and I'm actually going to use a Boolean toggle within here, which you'll see can take off the end caps from flat to round and make the end pipes flat to round. So it's a very simple script. So what I've done is I've gone and I've started with a center point. I've started with 2 points that you can notice over here and over here, because I've just moved them in the y direction, positive and negative. What I've done there is put a plane on each side, put a circle on each end, and then did a rotate. So I actually have the ability to take my wheels and make them bow inside and out. So I've got a little mechanical control over top of those wheels, so I can build these cupola carts, which I like to do. You can see I use radians and negative direction. And just control your data and think wise about it. I had split my tree here because I just wanted to draw a line between them because I'll be using that as the axle. And then I took perpendicular frames. Don't divide your curve. Use perp frames because that's the best, because then you can put on a bunch of ovals and you don't have trouble with the direction of these in the y and in the local y and z, x and y directions. So what you can do is you can change the kind of diameter of those wheels. You can flatten them right out. And you can also make them thin, so you have a nice take on what you're doing there. The lines are just the spokes, so I believe the spokes are set to a 6 count, but if you wanted less spokes, you could do that, but you'll see what happens because of the perp frames. It starts to really warp your wheels, so you're going to need, like, obviously three I mean, could work with really strong banded steel, but otherwise, you know, you kind of played off of this with a loft tool. And I think that's what I used. Lofted around. Yeah, basically took all my ellipses and lofted them. I guess I could have done an extrusion or a pipe, a sweep along or follow along curve and things like that. There's many ways to do it. I did evaluate my curves here because I am prepping here to take this up in another direction, but I'm just preparing those points. So all I did was put that on. I have a little gate stream filter control to put it from around the flat caps. These ones the same because I like these little nubs for traction, and I have that oval. So there's your whole structure. Once you're done that prep, I've already started to put it in to these nodes, which I learned through Junichiro Horikawa. Now, I had to walk through a pretty long tutorial to generate the script for this to make it work. He wasn't willing to just, or at least I didn't see it just up for grabs. It's not so much this script that's in here, it's the script that you have to script into your Unity. So I know a lot of people aren't going to be able to do this once they take it over to Unity, unless you sit or wait for the plugins that Junichiro is making. The other thing I wanted to do was I have these very nice number sliders here that I have here. I only have 3 items right now. I have a Unity slider, I have a Unity toggle, which I'm using, and I have the other one here, which is a Unity brep the mesh. And I have to bring that in, which you'll see as I export and import this. So I've done enough work here, and probably more than I needed to, because all I really needed was that toggle on here. 1 or 0 and this toggle. So maybe for my prep I should show you that we're literally not requiring this right now. We can just stay with the prep file that most people are accustomed to. But with these 3 simple nodes, a Unity slider, a Unity toggle, and a Unity brush map, 2 of them are given to you, but the other one you're going to have to sit through a long tutorial to get it, and I can't just give it to you because you'll see how complicated it gets. But anyways, I built a geometry here. There it is. I'm going to take my whole geometry and I'm just going to copy it. And then I'm going to leave. Well, since I like this, I'm just going to do a quick save my prep, and then I'm going to just leave that prep and leave that Rhino. And you'll notice over here, I've actually gone in, and this is where it gets tricky as you enter into Rhino, is when you get into this canvas tool and you'll have to bring up other specs, and you go into I believe the window is here. Let me bring this up as add window. This is still pretty new to me. Project, maybe it's the project. Yeah, it is. So that's the project. Let me pop this down here. And still getting used to this interface to pop this one in here. You can see that I've made some prefabs, and you have to make these sliders. And then when you go into there, you're going to find that I think it's in the scripts. When you go into the scripts and get into the toggle script, the one main script, the prefab script or the object script, the one is this one that you have to write. And it is complicated. And you've got to walk through that, and you're basically going to bring your script up. I'm going to let it load here for a second. You're going to bring it in, but what you have to do is literally walk through with Junichiro Horikawa and add your functions in. You're going to see there's a couple of send values. You're going to have to generate this toggle, and you're also going to have to generate not just the, as we scroll down here, I believe the first one is, this is the one for string, which is, yeah, creating a slider. You're going to have to create the toggle. You have to script this all in. If you get good at it and you do it, you'll be able to add other items as you're going. So that's my main goal. I'm going to close out my visual script. The two that are within this right now are the slider panel and the toggle panel and the geo, which actually I think brings over this OpenGH and Rhino. Now you're going to have to, I can't do that tutorial for you. You're going to have to do it for yourself if you're actually willing to do this, but it's a very nice tool. Let me pop back out of here because I'm not going to need this. I'm going to close this tab. I probably am not going to do anything with the camera, but I might. So I should probably leave this open because my camera gets to be a bit of a nightmare, and it shows me the view it's going to be giving. So I'm going to leave these ones up here, but I'll probably make this one a little bigger. And I am running the script right now, so I'm going to take off the script so I can edit it. We'll run it in a minute. Let's open the Grasshopper that's actually been opened in Unity, which is pretty nice. You can go in here once you get onto those tutorials. Now, what's nice is I can jump in here and I can grab my paste. And there's my script that I'm going to paste in. And you'll see that I want to take, I don't need this object anymore, the sphere. I like a quad sphere to start. And now I can take every number slider I have and borrow this, take this over here and say I'm going to have one number slider that's going to, I'm going to jostle out this information here, and I'm going to slide that information in here, and I'm going to have my first number slider running with its instantiation, and there it is. So that's nice. One slider's going. I have another number slider here. I don't really remember what it does, but I'm going to grab that one, bring it over here. I'm going to disconnect the slider here and run it through this little script that will allow me to let it enter into Unity, which is pretty nice. Let's go back into our script. I guess what I can do here is just take this group off because that's just going to get in the way, and that bifocals is bothering me. I have a pi script here, so that's interesting. Let's bring it over here. Let's borrow another one of these number sliders. Let's disconnect this one and plug it in here, and take this one and plug it in here. Now, obviously, not everybody can do this unless you're going to get interested in doing this with me. I definitely have an interest. I don't need these other number sliders, which are useless now. Let's see how many we're going to end up using. This is another count slider. So let's bring that one in as a count, and I definitely should call these what they are, but I'm being a little lazy right now. Let's slide this one over. Let's disconnect this one with a Control Shift, plug it in here, plug my number slider in here. There we go, and I won't need this one anymore. It's just kind of a template file, and actually, since I'm doing that, I should probably save this one as a number 4, so I'm not ruining my template file because I like it, so I can just pop a script in between it. So everything I generate in Rhino, because you're not going to be able to see what you're doing while you're in here unless you keep instantiating things and seeing what's going on. So this is another value B, which is, I definitely want to keep that below 1, but that's going to move the dots, which are not so important for the script right now. I'm going to hang on to this one for a while since I'm not really using those points. I do have a radius. I have 2 radiuses here, so Shift, I'm going to collect them both. I'm going to bring them over here. I'm going to separate them. They're going to be 2 types of radii. I'm going to bring that one in here, just with the same pattern. Control Shift, slide that slider over here, take this one over here, and for this one I'll do the same. And there's 2 that have connected to that. I guess I was using it double. Take this one over here, and I don't think I need these sliders anymore. I did have a couple of Boolean toggles, and there they are. So let's take those 2 toggles and bring them over here for the stream filters. And I happen to have one here and one here, which means I can disconnect this one, throw it into there, and have my toggle there. And I can disconnect this one here and toggle this in. And then I don't think I need the rest of these. And then everything can be instantiated. I think everything's good for what I want. I've got the stream filters working. The only things I haven't done is plug in my materials. And I'm just going to double click this and make this one blue. Okay, and this one I'm going to hit, make that one green. It's kind of ugly colors, but that's just the nature of what I'm doing. And then I don't think I need the last one because I literally, for right now, just want that to be my mesh. I want that to be this mesh. And I want this one to be this mesh. And I probably can just take these and get rid of them for now. And I've got all my meshes converting over. And I guess I could just slide this over. You can see how that actually is the data that's running into that. It should be okay, even though I have multiple meshes here, 12 types. I have 2 types there. And I think those are the wheels in the single type for the axle. So yeah, we get spokes. So now we kind of can see what's going on here. So that's a big jumbly thing. That's kind of awkward. But I'm going to put these in as my inputs and clean them up. I will label all these in time. I've got my instantiation. You're going to see what happens here. These are all lined up. These are my kind of outputting or sending them back over. So let's just get those grouped together. Let's take all our inputs and group them into one thing. And then let's have our script in the middle, which is something that I can play with. And we'll group that one as again. And I might color these up and make them different, but that should work. So let's go down here and see if we get lucky and run our script. And we'll have to see where it is. And this is where I'm probably going to have to hit pause. I think I hit it too many times. And let's jump in here and hit. And there's our object. And because it's so kind of set up right in the middle, it's not really, let's go to the main camera and see if we can't, yeah, there's the main camera. We probably want to get a bit of a rotation on here. Let me see if I can pull it out to another angle. Nothing's really moving here on me. The camera, if I could just get it into another position, I can use numbers to do it, but while you're playing, you can't really edit. And I've had trouble getting my head around the camera yet. Let's bring it up so we can look down on it. And let's change the angle of rotation. What if we did a negative, y is negative. What if I did a negative 12 degrees? Will that help me out? Let me just try 22. No. Let's just see what I can do. There, I've got it kind of warped and moving off into a direction, moving it one way or the other. That's kind of nice. And then if I move that one back, I should be able to just keep kind of doing that and seeing what angle I want to get at. That's kind of nice. And bring that one up here. And bring that one back over with the camera here. If I could just get it figured out. Yeah, I'm not very good at this negotiating yet, but you can see the axles and the wheels of what's going on. And then maybe I can just zoom in a little bit. And I like that I like that angle. I like that kind of craziness of what's happening. That's not going to save, so it's going to jump back. But what you're going to find is as I've made that work, and there it is. And I have it so big. Oh, I'll have to move it a little more over. Oh, just lost everything. That's how it goes. I probably dust off my camera. So let's put that one there, and I guess I could move the object around too, which is kind of nice. I like this. I really do. Maybe I should just leave it with what I have. What's nice is now you can get into the angle tool, and boy, I like that perspective. I don't know why I do. It's just kind of fun to play with, and yeah. I mean, it's totally new optically to me, so I could always, scale this up or whatever. Maybe I shouldn't. Bring that back down to the bottom. Oh, I like this. Is gonna be great for viewing this, and then I'll put it on an interesting kind of background as well. Very excited about this, and of course I can get my game object to move that around. I can move my canvas around, but the main camera is what I'm really playing with now. Sorry to just get slowed down in this, but it's just in my nature. And let's get in here and do something with this. So if we can toggle off those end caps there. You see that's live editing right up in Unity. And that's really the magic of what I wanted to do. Now this number slider is going to be the wheels. So let's just call that one. What's nice is you can go back into here and see which one's live updating. Because as I change that one's updating over here in Grasshopper. That's really nice. So we can just take that and I guess I could shrink this down a bit. So the live update was, I don't even remember. So what's really cool is, so that is the wheel size. So let's get in here and just say wheel width. And that's, so then when you do a instantiation update, you'll see, boom, that goes over the wheel width here. Then we've got here, this is the wheel thickness, so we'll just say wheel, I don't even know what to call that one, but we definitely want to keep our eye on what's sliding around. So, and we could do it over here first, which is probably even better. Let's say wheel width, let's say height, even though that doesn't really make sense. There we go, and we'll just instantiate that one. You'll see that changes that slider. The toggles, this is the toggle for the wheel nubs, and so that you can see that one should be going off and on, but it's not clicking here. So this one will have to be the wheel hubs. We'll call this wheel nubs. Hopefully that comes through. And sorry, this is a little, I usually am so used to doing faster videos, and this will leave the axle caps. So we'll just call this axle caps. And there we go. Instantiate that one again. Maybe I'll just move this in closer so I don't have to do all that. This is the spokes, so spoke count. So let's go here and have fun with this spoke count. This is kind of fun because now I can get people the game who like the game to play with my sculpture. You can see how funky this is going to be. And this will be the angle of the wheels in and out. Oh, I like that perspective shift I'm getting in Unity. So we will do wheel angles. Oh, angles. Okay, I would just say wheel angle. And then we've got, oh, the wheel radii. So wheel radii, no problem. Okay, and then this will probably be the width of axle, length of axle. Axle length. And there you go. And let's just jump that in. You've got everything to play with, your whole items here. You now have total control. People will be able to game and make a cupola cart, which is my obsessions, if you don't know, for the last 20 years, casting and doing that. So many designs I want to get into. I was initially doing this in Tinker Code and finding still renderings. Now there's some things here. You can see the axle radii is connected to the same slider as the width of the wheels, so obviously it's going to get a bit ridiculous if I do that. But, you know, it's the nature of it. And then the wheel hubs, I can put those nubs back on. I can leave those axles not, don't have to have them. But that's it. And once I learn to navigate a little better in here, that should be fun. I am pretty good at getting off, and now I have to memorize all these numbers. I don't know why I just can't wrap my head around the fact of, you know, editing here kind of stinks, because when you leave it, then you got to kind of remember what all your settings were as you jump out of the play mode and get back into the edit mode, but maybe I shouldn't even bother messing with it. That's in a nutshell what I wanted to show you. I'm going to save that. This one you can't save while you're in play mode, and for some reason my play mode is stuck and I'm having trouble leaving it. Toggle grid snap on and off. What did that say? Available on the tool handle rotation to global. So I'm not sure where I'm going with that. Just not making sense to me. But I should be able to get out of my game. Anyway, that's in a nutshell 20 minutes. It's a long video. It's going to take up a lot of megabytes, but you can see what I'm playing with, how I'm having fun with what I'm doing, and I'm very excited about what direction this is going to go as an object and creating things within Unity and scripting and writing them and playing geometrically with And it's going to set me up for programs more like Houdini because I have to become more accustomed to this. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope that was worth spending your time watching and seeing me kind of struggle through it, but still very fun to play with. Wheel height. Oh, maybe I did take it off. Oh, I had it on pause, maybe. There we go. Yeah, maybe that was it. In any case, that's it. Thanks very much for watching.